Yes. Once again, we are here for the 30th time. Perspectives and Facts podcast. We're here today. My homie Anthony has come to pod with us for the first time.
Yes.
Welcome, Anthony. How are you feeling today?
I'm feeling fucking amazing. How you guys?
That's awesome. Robert, again, he is here today, returning with his awesome perspective and his great opinion. Robert, how are we doing on this?
I'm pretty good, brother. I'm pretty good. It's a good day today.
It's a good day to pod, man. We got a lot to talk about. We got a lot to talk about. Salute to all the people who's been subscribing, who's been watching the pod, listening on all platforms. We're keeping it pushing. We're keeping it up. Like I said, season 2, we're doing great. And I think we're going to start off with the Super Bowl and the awesome game that we've seen and just like how the playoffs were this year. The Rams beat the Bengals. What was that, 23 to 20?
Mm-hmm.
Good game. A lot of drama. OBJ got hurt. The offensive line of the Bengals is what we thought it was going to be.
Exactly.
Cooper Kupp did what we thought he was going to do. I feel like this game the score wasn't predictable, but everything that happened in the game was pretty predictable.
That's
what do you guys
exactly
think?
what it was.
Exactly.
Because main thing was Bengals offensive line and what OBJ was going to do. Now, OBJ left his mark. He had a touchdown early on. You know, he was doing what he had to do.
Absolutely.
Cooper came in after and cleaned up and everything. But everything that they said was going to happen, basically, for the most part, happened. Bengals offensive line got wrecked in the second half. Like, Aaron Donald was not trying. He wasn't playing games. He wasn't trying to come back again.
Let's also remember that this is the Cincinnati Bengals that, not even 2 years ago, they was hot garbage.
True.
Right.
And I give Bengals props. They did a lot.
They did a lot.
You're not going to, solidify your team in 2 years.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
Exactly. Like, they still have a few more pieces to go ahead and, acquire in the offseason. That's something I'm hoping that they're going to be able to do, lock in on getting that offensive line solid.
ASAP.
Think about it. You got Jamar Chase, T. Higgins, and who's their third wide receiver?
Taj Boyd.
Taj Boyd. You got those three guys solid. All right. Then you got that running back. You know what I'm saying?
Mason is monster.
All right. Then.
And P-Ryan.
And
both of them Oklahoma boys, ain't they?
Yeah, both from Oklahoma.
Oklahoma boys.
P-Ryan got the all-time rushing record in college for a game out over 300 yards.
It was almost 400 yards.
Yeah.
400
I know he broke a record,
yards,
but
man.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, no, my biggest thing with seeing what the Bengals were able to do, the Rams, they put that money into that team. If they've been over the cap the last 4 years, I wouldn't be surprised in paying that luxury tax, whatever it ends up being. Aaron Donald did the damn thing. Leonard Floyd did the fucking thing. You know what I'm saying? Eric
Vaughn took off. Vaughn had 2 sacks.
Right? You know what I'm saying? And that's Von Miller's second ring. So more props to fucking Von Miller. He did the fucking things 6 years later.
NFC and AFC.
Yeah.
2 times.
Damn, I didn't think about that. Yeah,
just be like an AFC champion and an NFC champion.
Yeah. Well, Tom Brady did too, actually.
He did? Ooh.
Yeah.
Damn.
You fucking right.
Yeah.
I didn't realize. I never made that connection.
Because even Deion, when he won his back-to-backs, he still did it for NFC teams.
Oh, yeah.
San
From
Fran.
49ers to Dallas. Yeah,
right.
This is something I want to ask real quick. This is still Super Bowl, but Matthew Stafford. Von Miller, Hall of Famer.
Right.
Aaron Donald. They told me that man can retire today.
Yeah,
statistically,
first ballot.
8 seasons, he already first ballot.
He has a career all his stats, all his statistical achievements are somebody for a 15, 16 year.
Seriously,
right? Those are your peak numbers, but that's been his whole time in the career.
He got 90, he just under 100 sacks in 8 seasons.
As a defensive tackle.
People D-tackle.
You're not you're still pass rushing, but you're not really the pass rusher.
Yeah, you're not that guy.
And the fact that he been getting triple team, double team, I could get a sack of Aaron Donald, my teammate. You put me on the field, I'm going off.
Right.
All day.
So we got 2 Hall of Famers so far.
So Jalen probably gonna get in.
He's on the track.
He's on the track. I'm not gonna sit here and say Jalen gonna be.
He has just as good as a chance of anybody who's currently playing cornerback in the league to make the Hall of Fame.
Because he's definitely top 5 corner. He's definitely been elite.
To add on to that, what do you think a further resume would need to be for Jalen to be first ballot then?
Just continue to make first team All Pros and Pro Bowls.
Pretty much.
Because it's statistically it's kind of hard
for
cornerbacks because that's why interceptions are so big for cornerbacks because if you are that guy, you're not going to get 50 tackles a year because you're not putting the ball on your side, right?
Mm-hmm.
So when you really look at a Charles Woodson, a Champ Bailey, you know what I'm saying, a Deion Sanders, a Ty Law, you're really naming about a Darrelle Revis, like you're really naming like one corner. Like every generation really gets about like 2 corners a generation. Like,
Absolutely.
Like the Darryl Greens, you know what I'm saying?
down.
Like, right, Aeneas Williams, you know what I'm saying? Just to name a few, but it's like you're naming corners that was like, it was really them and like a hand, like 2 other niggas to make it.
Basically.
Yeah,
Right.
you know, like even in our generation, Stephon Gilmore is very debatable. He won Defensive Player of the Year, but was he really a Hall of Fame corner? Did he have a window? Like, that's the thing about it. You can have a peak, but how long was your peak?
See, my thing is this: if you're a true shutdown corner, you take off half the field, you make that $15 million a year.
But how long?
But let's say this: if you're that shut down, are they still throwing to you, and are your interceptions then going to be going up or down? You know, because let's be honest: if you're really that shut down, you got the whole left side of the field on lock. How many picks you gonna have in a 16-week season?
Well, see, that's the thing though. If you really shut down, you're really not gonna get picks like that.
You're not,
because Darrelle Revis was his eliteness for like 3, 4, 5 seasons. Like that was top peak, like
right
pass defense, but he didn't have a lot of picks.
Now, are we gonna go with Darrelle Revis on the Jets?
No, Darrelle Revis. Period. Listen, Darrelle Revis. This is what we're talking about, right? Like even when we're looking at a top 8 cornerbacks in the league, right? Stephon Gilmore, we already said, like you've had a peak, but you haven't had. You know what I'm saying? Like I wouldn't say Stephon Gilmore's been like a perennial number 1 cornerback in the league. Xavier Howard, yeah, you had a couple good seasons. Yeah. Marshawn Lattimore, I'll say he's just as close as Jalen Ramsey. I'll say Marshawn Lattimore. The reason why I say that, because he be locking, like, he does his job. And when I say that, I've seen more impact plays sometimes, I feel like, from Lattimore than Ramsey. Ramsey don't really get a lot of picks.
That's the thing about Ramsey. Ramsey is not a ball hawk. People think Ramsey a ball hawk. He played the ball, but if you look at a lot of picks that come Ramsey's way, he drop or he just deflect a lot of them.
Right.
Marshawn, I think when it comes to a play-by-play basis and based off who Ramsey be covering, I mean, I'm not saying Marshawn don't cover nobody in the NFC, but Ramsey, he's followed DeAndre pretty much his whole career. And he's been one of the few people to slow DeAndre down. And I feel like when it comes to just play-by-play, one-on-ones, Ramsey gonna get that. Now Marshawn gonna make the plays though. When we look at, I feel like his picks wise, I'm not sure what his numbers are, but they probably a little higher than Jalen as far as pick wise, because Jalen don't really pick out passes. He is straight up shutdown technique type dude.
Absolutely, he's gonna marry you out off the line.
But you know what? I watch enough Jalen. Yeah, you may be good against the like the Mike Evans of the world. You know what I'm saying? Like the bigger receivers. But I've seen Antonio Brown get on your ass twice. Now I didn't see you make plays against AB, but AB still ate good. Or I'll give you another one. I remember when Odell was with the Giants.
Oh, I saw
Week
that.
1.
I saw it. I think it was Odell.
Jalen was not sniffing his cleats. I've seen it. You know what? Another matchup I've seen enough over. I'm like, nah, Jalen,
stop playing these games.
You can't guard that man against Devontae Adams.
Oh, yeah. No, Devontae got his number.
I done seen too many quick twitch receivers.
And the thing about DeAndre's not a quick twitch. DeAndre got
so
hands,
Jalen can get with him.
So he can get on him one-on-one. They kind of the same player, but 2 different positions because they physical.
Right.
They can put hands on each other. But Devontae, off that line of scrimmage, he was cooking Jalen. He was cooking Jalen. But Jalen couldn't stay with that man.
And honestly, it's like Tre'Davious White. He's a top for the Bills, right? You know what I'm saying? Jair Alexander, he's a top. But honestly, I don't really see any cornerbacks that are shut down in the NFL right now. I feel like maybe it's because of rules, but I feel like it's a scheme or a receiver that can beat any cornerback you match up with me in the league. Like, you give me a corner, I'm going to give you a receiver that I feel like can beat him, depending on matchup and size. When Champ Bailey was in the league, it don't matter if it was T.O., Randy Moss, or Steve Smith, or Marvin Harrison. Champ Bailey was going Champ Bailey.
Because Champ had everything, though.
It don't matter.
Everything.
Charles Woodson. It was certain cornerbacks in the league that were just like Darrelle Revis. Like, don't matter what week it is, don't matter what receiver, from the Chad Johnsons to the Jimmy Smiths, like, I'm on your ass.
And I feel like Jalen still makes plays like that. It's just because he's still relying on a lot of his athleticism. Jalen, a lot of his cockiness and athleticism, honestly.
Now, Jalen is a prime example of a person that can play corner and safety, calling him a true defensive back. So I feel like when that step does go, safety all day.
He's going to be smooth.
Smooth with it, you know what I'm saying?
Smooth.
So he's on a trajectory of a Hall of Famer. To go to the offensive side, I feel like OBJ personality-wise, he has a Hall of Fame persona,
Right.
But is he going to have the stats by the end of his career?
Because he has some down seasons.
It's not likely because of how much statistical stat padding that's going on in the NFL. Because Ariel, his stats are going to get lost in the shuffle. Like, he doesn't have Antonio Brown, Julio Jones. He doesn't have those numbers, even though he was in that league. You know what I'm saying, with D-Hop. He doesn't have those longevity of numbers.
Yeah, that's true.
Like, AB cooked 100 catches for like 8 straight years. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Julio cooked 1,000 yards his whole career. Like maybe the last 2-3 years, Julio hit 1,000 yards. OBJ
was in Texans with no quarterback.
No quarterback.
Doing all them numbers.
like 6,
100
7
catches,
straight years.
No drops all year.
They had the stat that came out. I think we can look it up as well. But
Yeah, he
DeAndre
didn't drop a
Hopkins,
pass in like 2 years.
Not just that one, but he had for 6 different quarterbacks. He still was the most consistent wide receiver on any team, regardless AFC or NFC.
And even at AJ Green, I'll say he has the stats to be a Hall of Famer. OBJ, when you match him up to everybody else, he's had a couple great years, especially with the Giants, but he hasn't had like a statistical Pro Bowl year since he's been with the Giants. And I don't know how he's gonna come back from the ACL injury, but you know, I don't know if he's a Hall of Fame lock. Even Cooper Kupp, he's balling, but it's kind of like, how long can Cooper Kupp do this for another like 6 to 7 years? He could. I'm just asking
He's
the
not
question.
going to do this year, but I think if he's...
But you know what I'm saying.
The volume, that's a lot of volume.
Average. I'll say 80 catches, 1,000 yards, and like 6 to 9 touchdowns a year.
Yeah, I was going to give him eight touchdowns.
The only person that I will say, from the bottom of my heart can do it, Mike Evans. 1,000 wide receiver since 2014.
Mike Evans is definitely going to statistically be in the Hall of Fame, and he's Super Bowl champ. So, yeah, I say he has a stronger case than both of those guys. But I think where you were trying to get to was, is Matt Stafford a Hall of Famer?
Exactly.
Because
with quarterbacks, the main thing that's always a bump, Super Bowl wins.
Right.
Now, Matt been toiling in Detroit. He comes here, and he gets his ring.
You wasted Calvin Johnson, Megatron's career. I don't want to hear shit about Matthew Stafford.
And Ndamukong Suh, remember, he left and got a ring last year. So you kind of had
that is some pure fuckery.
You had a Hall of Fame defensive tackle and wide receiver.
Ndamukong Suh?
When it's all said and done, he may have a case.
Let's be honest. You got
First ballot,
what year was Matt Stafford drafted?
08.
0809.
All right. And then Ndamukong Suh was 2010, correct?
Yeah.
All right. So within that short of space and time, and only a year before Matt Stafford got drafted, you got Megatron. So how the fuck you ain't do that? How the fuck we ain't getting?
True,
we
he ain't no defense.
And you drafted Darius Slay Jr.
Thank you fucking much.
But Darius Slay
And
got drafted, 2014?
Nah, he was there when it was making them runs.
Hold on.
Darius Slay he was young, but he was there.
Go ahead and run that one, brother. Because hey, listen, that's one team that I'm a Jags
Glover
fan
Quinn
through and
Jr.
through.
They had a little.
2013. He was drafted 2013.
That's what I'm saying. That was when they was making their runs.
And that means they still had They had that linebacking core at the lines that was serviceable. They could get things done.
Because
I'm not. I can think of a defense that was really like that.
I said serviceable. I didn't say it was great.
Only thing I think was Sue, Slay, and then
they had Ezekiel Ansah for a little bit. He was pretty straight.
He was serviceable.
He was straight.
Serviceable.
That's what I'm saying. If you play within the system, as we got to see, even though the 2014 season was what it was with the Seahawks.
So Matt Stafford's not a Hall of Famer. That's what we're saying.
I don't think he's the first ballot.
Is Matt Ryan a Hall of Famer over him?
Fuck no. Oh, my bad. Came out too quickly.
Damn.
My bad.
So
I was trying to think about that too.
Okay, I feel like
Matt ain't had enough success.
Is Matt Stafford a Hall of Famer for Matt Ryan if they retire today? Who would you put in the Hall of Fame first, or would you not put either of them in the Hall of Fame?
I don't know if I can put either of them in right now.
I wouldn't.
If Matthew Stafford wins another Super Bowl for retires, is he a Hall of Famer?
No. You wasted Megatron's career.
Nah, bro.
I don't think he...
I feel like if he can win another Super Bowl, then
he
has a good case.
Because he needs some playoff success.
That's a fact.
He needs some playoff numbers. This is his first deep playoff run. I don't even think he's maybe one and done, most likely, if the Detroit, if anything.
Yeah, Detroit
they've never gone first.
I don't even think they've won a playoff game since the 90s.
They maybe got divisional round. That's about it.
They wasted Barry Sanders' career as well.
That's what Detroit does.
Yeah, but is
Motor City.
So pretty much, is he a Hall of Fame? We're gonna say no.
No.
Another question to wrap up this NFL topic really quick. Do you think the Rams have a chance at repeating?
Yes.
Yes. Quotation, salary cap.
Yeah. because they keep Vaughn. Jalen not going nowhere. He still got some years on his contract.
So that's at least $15 million right there.
The good thing about doing what they did, you can easily identify what you need to get over top. Like, yeah, you need to re-sign Vaughn. You need to try to re-sign OBJ for a contract-friendly deal because you got him and Robert Woods coming off ACL injuries.
Mm-hmm.
So really,
Robert Wood coming back.
Yeah, so really, you can get both of them back on the cheaper deal, and honestly, they don't really need any upgrades on offense because Cam Akers just came back for the playoffs. You still got Henderson in the backfield. Sony Michel came through and contributed. So you already got 3 running back system. Higbee's your tight end.
They probably got to replace Whitworth. That's about it.
Yeah, true. Cooper Kupp is going to Cooper Kupp. And then you already have Jefferson. So if you just give me OBJ to be on my slot and just get single coverage, and you got Robert Woods for good blocking, you know what I'm saying, and, a lot of good drag slot routes.
Right.
Bro, you really got a team.
So are you saying you're going to have Cooper Kupp not in the slot? You want to have OBJ?
Because Cooper Kupp plays in the slot, but they all kind of play like three wide single set to where like you might have Cooper Kupp and Jefferson and maybe another receiver going out. Then you'll have OBJ in the single wide position, and they'll run crossing routes.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And OBJ plays that single wide, but okay, if you have maybe OBJ playing a single wide, you have Cooper Kupp and Robert Woods in the 2 inside slot positions, and maybe Van Jefferson over the top. What I'm saying is, you basically got ahead without OBJ, right? And then you realized you needed him. You brought him in. Then Robert Woods got hurt, and you still ended up winning the Super Bowl. So you bring them back because Robert Woods is really official in that run blocking scheme. That was kind of one of his main jobs was run blocking.
Right.
So you bring him back for the run block, and he's still a viable receiver, and you still have OBJ, and you still have Van Jefferson. What I'm saying is you bring all 4 of them back, you're seeing single coverage across the board because they have to key in on they have to key in on Cooper Kupp, and how are you going to try to stop Robert Woods and OBJ on single man?
I'm literally thinking of
with Van Jefferson going over the top.
I'm literally thinking of a play in my head right now with just that 4 setup. I'm like, yo, I could.
And then you can do a drag route with at least one of them just to come right
first, right
underneath.
underneath. Worst case scenario.
And all of them, it can take a drag route 60 yards. Easy. Every last one of them. Robert Woods that's his whole career pretty much. OBJ is taking bubble screens and drag routes to the top.
Cooper not a vertical threat, but he is short, quick, boom, he got.
Cooper Kupp is good for ball. Like they just really place the ball where it needs to go.
Facts.
Cooper Kupp, like I say, he's a 6'2" Wes Welker. He's a 6'2" Edelman.
Yeah, pretty much.
That's a fact.
Like he's not an undersized option route in the middle of the field. I'm gonna pick a lane. No, like on some Jordy Nelson shit. Like not as fast as Jordy Nelson, but on a level where like I can get a jump ball over you, or I can hit you on the outside. I can take your top corner.
Cooper be Cooper, you know.
Yeah, Cooper be Cooper. Yeah, I can give you that. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, man. So that wraps up our NFL conversation. Do you guys want to get on James Harden and Ben Simmons, or you want to get on Ozark?
Let's stay on the sports topic before we go into that Ozark side, because Ozark,
So the 76ers and the Nets pulled off a trade. We know that Seth Curry got traded also in this, and Andre Drummond, Paul Millsap. But the biggest thing was James Harden got traded for Ben Simmons. For the Sixers, I feel like this is a really good move because I watched the Sixers and Bucks 2 nights ago. Giannis versus Embiid. Wild game. Great game. Embiid, honestly, is probably one of the most skilled, if not the best big men I've watched.
He is.
He's coming up the court with the ball, pulling up for 3. Like, he's literally playing like a heavy Giannis in a way. It's like a heavier Giannis. Like, watching him and Giannis, it was like you're seeing 2 6'11" 7-footers like literally moving like
ball
guards.
Handle. Do what needs necessary.
And with the Sixers, to see them without Harden, without Curry, and kind of do it without what's that one guy named? I think Maxey. Their 2 guard. He balled out. But just see what they did without James Harden, and they still beat the Bucks. Now you throw James Harden on that team, and they do a lot of ball swinging, but their main thing when they do play is they really just isolate Embiid. You know what I'm saying? And then they kind of did it with Simmons, but Simmons is more of a playmaker. James Harden can be a playmaker too, but James Harden's more of an ISO guy.
Yeah,
big ISO guy.
If you think about it, that's kind of what an Embiid needed. Same thing I feel like a Dwight Howard needed, or a lot of these big guys, or why you see like Jokic not really make the finals, because when you have a big guy, to me, unless you have like a Tim Duncan, David Robinson situation, you can't really give me a big guy and a playmaker. You can't give me a Shaq and Penny, because at the end of the day, I may need Penny to give me 41 tonight. And Shaq already gave me 38. I don't need you to give me 26 and 12 assists, because as a playmaker, like on some Magic Johnson shit, like, yeah, we had James Worthy for the scoring.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? You don't really see a facilitator and a big man win in today's league. Like, I just don't. It's not really happening. You need a James Harden to go with a Embiid, or I felt like you needed a T-Mac to go with a Dwight Howard. You didn't need a Steve Francis to go with a Dwight Howard. You didn't need a Jameer Nelson, and then you line him up with a bunch of shooters and Dwight Howard. Like, you can do the shooters circling a big man, but that really only worked with Hakeem Olajuwon when Michael Jordan was out.
Yeah.
You know, and when you look at it, Tim Duncan is like, yeah, but he had two ball handling combo guards with Manu Ginobili and Tony Parker, so they took care of the scoring and the ball handling simultaneously.
Yeah.
So what do you guys think on the trade?
I mean, my only piece on it is that the city of Philadelphia is a lot happier and sleeps a lot better as of right now, and I have to deal with that Ben Simmons drama after,
They had to get that out of there.
They had to get that's toxicity into the highest,
If you look at it, both teams needed what they traded for.
Exactly. That's what I was gonna say. They both. I feel like both of them got a good person for the deal. My thing is, when it comes to them two, especially with Simmons, because he's got Kevin Durant and Kyrie when he plays, he got shooters, so he don't really have to worry about that from that standpoint. But I feel like he's got to mature at some point and get eventually get some type of jumper, something. He don't have to right now because he's got KD in them. Like, KD gonna give 35. You know what I'm saying? KD gonna do what he gonna do, and Kyrie when he plays.
Right.
I like Andre Drummond too, honestly. But I feel like as long as Ben Simmons can at least try to improve and he don't get in his feelings, because he's proven that's a problem, his emotions, I feel like the Nets will have a better, in my opinion, they'll turn out better from this trade.
You think the Nets will turn out better than the Sixers? Why do you?
Not by much, but I just like the fact that Ben Simmons can pass.
Right.
He can play defense. They don't play great defense.
The Nets don't play good defense?
Nets gonna play good defense.
Okay.
Nets really don't.
They don't. And then they need this is I'm not big into basketball.
And they got Andre Drummond too. They need Andre Drummond.
You know what I'm saying? So it's not like he has to shoulder the whole load. And I'm not a basketball fucking masterpiece, but
same.
When it comes to Ben, he passes, he play defense, he can get in the low post, do what he needs to do. And I feel like KD and everything around him can work. As long as I feel like him facilitating, especially with his size, he's 6'11", and he can play defense too. I feel like he's exactly what they needed.
They need Ben Simmons on a fast break. And when I say that, Ben Simmons is somebody who can literally take it to the rack, or he's going to see, literally, I was watching film, and he'll get a rebound and take 2 steps and get the ball out of his hand. I've seen him get the ball out of his hands in less than 2 seconds. Rebound, vision, bounce, in the pass, the outlet, 2-on-1, 3-on-2. He's one of them as far as court vision. And I think we look at, we look at the Sixers. You got a big man with a bunch of shooters. What's an X factor of that? You bring in the score. So you kind of change the dynamic of what the team is, right?
Yeah.
Right.
And then when you look at the Nets, okay, you had 3 scores on the fast break. Who's a facilitator? James Harden was really brought in to be the facilitator, but you see he liked to wave off and do a lot of ISO, and that's why they kind of broke up the way they broke up.
Which was weird because a couple of games James Harden was playing, he was facilitating.
Right. He's
good.
A facilitator.
Because the thing when they first got there, everybody was worried about them scoring, he's scoring ego stuff, but there was a span where it was like Harden was facilitating and KD was just out there getting it. Everyone was just moving, and Harden was just doing what he needed to do when he needed to do it. Right. And it was looking nice. But I guess, Harden want to ISO. He want to do, and that's another thing with the 76ers, is he gonna be able to put his ego to the side? Because you can't win a championship. Kobe already said it with just the ISO. And you can't win a championship. They go key in on Harden and stuff like that. But they got Embiid, so they're not gonna do that. But he needs to put his ego to the side and say, whatever I need to do for this game today, do for this game today, and not need to score, out there all crazy.
I definitely see them moving, if they can, incorporating that pick and roll. You know what I'm saying, with Embiid and Harden now.
That's what I like too.
I feel like that's gonna give you at least 15, 20 points a game, easy.
You know what? As a Miami Heat fan, I was happy about the trade because I feel like both of those teams took themselves out of final contention. Because and this is why I'm gonna say that. This is why I'm gonna say this. because when it comes down to the playoffs, it's about team chemistry and it's about trusting, it's about being healthy.
Right.
Miami Heat, we've been healthy, and even when like we've had like Bam out or we had Jimmy Butler out, we still consistently had next man up, and we've been maintaining the number 1 record in the East for like almost a month now. Right. The only team I see that's like, okay, we might have to look at you crazy is Milwaukee, because Milwaukee beat the Heat last time. I don't see Giannis. To me, he's been as much dominant as Shaq was when Shaq was at his peak, where it's just like he's gonna do what he wants to do.
Right.
If he wants to hit a 50 piece, there's nobody stopping him from doing that. The Sixers, I don't think them as a whole. I don't think Embiid is going to beat the Heat in the 7-game series. Like, the difference between the Heat and the Bucks to me is like you still got a Holiday who's going to make a play. You still have a Chris Middleton who's going to make a play for the Bucks. For the Sixers, you got James Harden, but I don't know outside of James Harden. Like, the Heat are built. Like, that's why they got PJ Tucker. You know what I'm saying? That's why they got Jimmy Butler, because it's like, we're going to fight you 7 games. You know what I'm saying? I look at Chicago. Hey, I really love Chicago.
Listen, Zach LaVine.
I really love the Bulls right now.
Zach LaVine, that's I fucks the boy. You know what I'm saying?
DeMar, all them boys.
DeMar's mid-range.
No one trusted that team when they got together. Nobody.
Everyone thought, they too young.
Nah, people were sleep on that team. I don't know why.
No one thought it was going to be like this.
When I seen them sign DeMar DeRozan and Lonzo Ball, I already said, I'm like, they're going to be a playoff team. Yeah. Because Zach LaVine was already giving them boys like 27, 30 points like last 2 years. It's like, man, he's just an all-star on a bad team. Then they got Vujicic from the Magic.
Magic, yep.
And he's already a 20-10 guy. It's like somebody on the Jaguars. If you're on a sorry team, nobody really knows what you do.
Right.
So you got a good center, which is hard to find in the league. Mm-hmm. You got facilitator Lonzo. You got the athletic swingman who can hit threes, dunk the ball with LaVine, and then you compound that with another guard in DeRozan, who's like a mid-range assassin. That is, to me, that's championship DNA.
It's crazy.
I would like to see them go to the finals. Like, to me,
I would too.
To me,
I would too.
A healthy Bulls team.
Oh yeah, I want to see them go.
I don't know who's messing with that type of that construct.
When they hot. Them boys is
put it
tough.
on for the city, right?
Everything they can do,
everything,
damn near anything. Fast breaks,
and let
the
let Zach LaVine feel extra froggy that day and decide to hit a windmill dunk from the free throw line or some shit again like that one year.
To me, they can be this year's Phoenix Suns.
Let's mark it on that one.
Only reason, and it's weird because the only reason because Phoenix is kind of an underdog. Only reason the Chicago Bulls are underdog, which they really shouldn't have been, is because people just didn't think it was gonna work. But if you from the jump, I was like, I feel like this is a pretty good. And I'm not even, like I said, I ain't great at basketball. But I looked at it, I said, I feel like if you move the pieces around correctly, people play how you want to play.
And let the record reflect. On a previous pod, I did call the Bengals for being the dark horse in the AFC right before the playoffs when the playoffs started.
Colin Cowherd shit
just,
right there.
Getting on my Colin Cow. I'm just saying hey man, my sports, Anthony, you know me when it comes to sport, I be calling hey, I ain't gonna go there. I'm just saying.
But was I not at your house and I called that fucking play?
Which one?
The one I was like, it's about to be a fucking pick right here. Watch.
Oh yeah, he did call the one Mahomes threw.
The Mahomes pick against the. I was just like, this motherfucker's gonna throw a pick. He got too damn cocky.
When the Jesse Bates got.
Yeah. We're at tip, and I was like, yeah,
I saw that shit. As soon as he threw that up, I said, oh, that's not good.
All I thought in my head was like, where the fuck your brother at, bro?
All right, so what else we got for topics right now?
Well, we gonna jump to what, Ozarks?
We can jump to the
show. Listen, okay, so now we're going to jump to a lot of the things that have been going on, like the film industry and like TV shows. And I want to segue that because it's a lot of TV shows going on. We got a new Fresh Prince. We got Ozark. We got Snowfall about to drop this week. New season. Euphoria. Like, this is really TV time right now.
It is. And I don't even watch TV like that.
And I think people need to kind of, get a cable service. Get some subscription. Like I said, The Power, the book series, the Tommy Show. Like, it's a lot of great television out, and sometimes we could be like the cool people, like we're not watching it, but it kind of takes away from like the popular culture and what's really going on, because you walk up to somebody and they're gonna at least have one of these shows
That's how it was with Euphoria.
Yeah,
Euphoria and Snowfall.
And at a certain point, you don't want to be like the person that's like out on the loop, and not saying you get peer pressure to watch things, but just like let me see what the hype is about.
Yeah, but I said, let me see what the fuss is about.
Oh yeah, Euphoria's on some other shit. Let me just go ahead and say that.
So Ozark or listen, Ozark or Euphoria?
Euphoria brings up deeper feelings than Ozark.
Ozark reminds me of the good old days.
We're gonna get to Ozark because it's gonna be a little quicker. One thing I do like, but I don't like in hindsight, is the fact that Ozark released all 7 episodes on one day, and I kind of wish they, bled it out a little bit longer because Ozark kind of came and went.
True.
But
yes, they got a part 2 still coming.
But see the thing about it, the way they did that part 1, where there was only those 7 episodes, even if you watched all 7 in the first night, you were like, hold up, I need to run back all 4 of these seasons, all 3 of these seasons before this one, because so much shit happened that I didn't, with the Darlene situation, with Wyatt, with Ruth, with Marty, with Jonah,
I had to catch up.
All of them.
I had to catch up. So rewatch. I'm starting from season 1, following through. When I got to season 4, I was like, fresh.
Right.
So when I
my nigga Slim to God in this bitch.
Right.
So I saw some people. I watched them 7 episodes. I was like,
listen, I know when you got to the end of season 3 and you saw Helen stand there like, hey, here they are, and no spoiler alert.
That was brutal.
No, we got spoiled.
We get a spoiler. Hey, well, listen, she got her shit split, and that was some goddamn.
That thing was.
I was like, and then the first episode of season 1, you see Marty and Wendy just being like, what the actual fuck? Here's some new clothes. We're at the fucking compound. Let's,
Because Helen thought shit was sweet.
She definitely did.
You gotta understand, when Helen got on the plane, she was looking at everybody, smiling and shit. Come on, we gotta go see. Y'all know what it is.
And remember,
somebody had to die.
Somebody was out.
And remember, she told that hitman, she's like, hey, if it's my time, let me know.
Homie didn't say nothing.
What the fuck I'm finna say to you? Hey, listen, you about to die in the next 2 hours. You want to?
What would he have? You know what I'm saying? Like, you gotta get on that plane knowing I'm gonna die.
Jordan just hit in on a live chat. Somebody can do a call in. We're gonna set that up at a later date. If we try to set this call in right now, we'll just derail the whole show.
Exactly.
With the technical difficulties. So
all of that.
But pull up next episode. Pull up.
Right. But back to Ozark. So my thing is this. Javi, the nephew.
Yeah.
Reckless.
Listen. I've never seen someone be on so much fuck shit for a full 7 episodes.
We can't, bang the tables and pick up on the mic. Continue though.
I haven't seen that much, shenanigans in a fucking long time. Because it's like, how are you that,
killed
entitled?
The police.
You shot the sheriff.
Like off rip.
You killed Darlene and Wyatt.
Which I'm happy that happened.
I am too. Listen, Darlene was
twice.
Darlene's dropping too many damn bodies that got in the damn field out there.
Yo, her answer to every conflict was just, I'm gonna hit you with the pump.
I'm gonna hit you with the shotty.
Remember, the limo driver, she come out, he talking shit, she boom.
But she did right because he was talking too much, bro. Like you trying to be down with the squad. Yeah, I mean, I ain't gonna
try to extort, but come on, dog.
Nah, Darlene knew what she was doing.
She knew exactly what the fuck was going on.
Everybody got hit with the pump. Should have got hit with the pump, man.
Like even old boy from the KC mob, when you hit him in your living room.
That's the whole situation was wild.
Okay, now that was kind of like you ain't have to hit him.
You didn't have. Yeah. You killed the one person that
because he was really just coming in to be like, yo, what the fuck?
What the fuck's going on?
Because he got wronged.
Right. I'm your distribution. What the fuck is going on here?
She's like, you need to chill out. And she just took that.
She's like,
she's like, I know how to finish this off.
You want me to chill? Let me show you how chill I am.
And I'm happy Wyatt got killed because Wyatt should have been. Wyatt's a soft bitch, man. He should have got killed.
Bitch.
He should have got killed.
Simping in the Ozarks.
Listen,
for a whole 73-year-old.
Hold up. Wait a minute. Wyatt's bitch ass should have just went to Mizzou. University of Mizzou, and they were talking about that shit all them seasons back.
Bro,
he should have took his happy ass to Mizzou.
Tried to tell him.
He was like, "Hey, you don't want this. You don't want this shit, bro."
Lying more.
Right, and listen, Ruth at the end, that's the beginning of her villain story has been created. You killed her dad. You killed both of her uncles. All right, you killed her only person that kept her in that fucking Ozarks. You killed Wyatt.
So she went on y'all.
So she's like,
what she do.
So she's like, what the fuck you think's gonna happen now?
Because in real life,
that was crazy.
You think I'm gonna spare you?
In real life, Ruth. I feel like Ruth wouldn't be that much of an issue. Just because I feel like the way she is, she's too loudmouth, she's too angry, she pop off too quick. So in real life, Javi would see that coming, bow, none. But it's a show, so of course, but it's a show.
Yeah,
so
you gotta kill. You gotta kill.
You know, so
she would have definitely should have got killed.
She definitely would have been knocked off like a long time ago. The way she be popping off.
But if you had to choose between Ruth and Darlene, who you picking?
I gotta kill Darlene, bro.
All right then.
Cause Ruth is like Ruth gonna work it out. Ruth is more negotiable, as you can see. Ruth will link up with the ops. Ruth is like whatever's gonna get. She's on some Marty. As much she hates Marty, she picked up the game from Marty. Was like, listen. Nobody is a permanent enemy. If it's $1 to be made, we're gonna turn that dollar.
That's true.
Darlene is on some old time. If it's beef, then it's beef.
Yeah.
Once you cross the line, you can't cross back, and it's like.
I'm low-key like Darlene in that case.
But
okay, then.
I'm more like Ruth. Like, yo, business is business.
Ain't no fucking feelings in business.
Hey, listen. I know you tried to kill me, but if it's an opportunity, we can make some money. Listen, cool. I done squashed beats with a lot of ops, bro.
You got to.
You know why? And because you know why? Because it's so much easier to move around.
That's true.
On top of the fact, the ops know, like, yo, like, you don't play.
Yeah.
It's a respect level there because it's already been, the relationship has already been tested at its limit. Sometimes it's cooler to get cool with an op than it is to maintain relationships with, like, allies.
Right.
True.
Because with the op, you done already burnt bridges and fell out, and then you came back from it. So it's kind of like being cool with somebody you fought before.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Like, you get real cool because, like, man, we done swung on each other.
It was, like you said, a respect thing. Like, okay, you got hands, I got hands.
Like, we'll go there.
What happened?
You got it, I got it. We both got it.
Right. We're not scared to, like, take it there.
Shit got to pop off, should have pop off.
Exactly.
You're right.
Now, we're in season 4. You caught yourself all the way up. Do you think Marty should really still be doing business with Wendy right now as his wife, as his business partner, as of any of that shit?
He ain't got no choice.
He really don't. He don't. But as you see, that man's cool.
Because the way she been moving, she been kind of separating herself from him. As far as, look, as a business point, he got that. But when it comes to leading that bitch, I would want Wendy. Just because I know Wendy, I feel like Wendy, if she had to, she popping Marty. Quickly.
Oh, shit.
Quickly.
Oh, shit.
I'm talking about she going to look at the kids. She'd be like, me and your father are going to go up. whatever. She going to do that shit.
Yeah,
come back with a straight face.
She would definitely kill Marty.
With a quickness.
I think Marty and what's their son's name?
Jonah.
Marty and Jonah know that.
Yeah.
Marty Jonah knows that shit for a fact. Jonah's like, bro, she killed her brother. You don't think she'll kill us?
Sometimes I wanted her to.
But let's also remember, you seen how cool Marty was when they was dropping bodies right in front of Marty. He was like, what the fuck? All right, well, let's get this body disappeared.
Because Marty is about self-preservation.
Exactly.
Yes.
So if it came down to it, if he said between me and you, and I know my kid's gonna be good with me, bitch, you can go too.
I'll be honest, Marty, I learned a lot from Marty. What I learned from Marty is like this, bro. As long as you're breathing, you got a chance.
That's a fucking fact.
Because
you're right, though.
It's a lot of times he's been the only nigga.
It was a co-tie. I thought Marty was out of there.
Right, and he's been like, I'm alive as long as I can talk my way out of it.
Yo, even when he got caught, they caught him up and took him to the house. He was still talking shit. I'm like, Marty, you need to chill. You are in a basement.
Yeah,
sir.
remember when Navarro? Yeah, they had him locked up.
You
bro,
got a light on you. Like, you need to chill. He's like, what the fuck? I'm like, all right, Marty.
Hey, but that saved him and his wife's life. If he know the numbers.
It's like,
and that's why they kept him, because they like, listen,
y'all need me.
Everybody needs Marty.
Yeah,
I did 500 million. I don't give a fuck what y'all on.
He got the numbers, yo. That whole network ain't set up without him.
Man, listen, low key, we need to start Googling how Marty and Jonah.
Listen, but listen, Jonah.
They got a whole system.
Hey, but listen, now that we've talked about all that, Jonah needs to get his ass whooped, like an old school ass whooping. The amount of shit he pulled, I get it. That was your favorite uncle, but listen, brother, man, you playing with fire.
Nah, Marty doing the right thing, bro. Because Marty understand, like, Marty's like this, bro. And I think
Marty proud.
He is proud.
I think most fathers need to be kind of like how Marty is, where it's like, listen, I know I created a mini-me. The last thing I need to do is show him any signs of, like, rebellion. Or like
cultivate that a little bit.
Exactly. He knows what he's doing. It's like when you got, like, a crazy dog. It's like, let me enable you. Let me not be a villain. Because I'll get shut out too.
Yeah, because you're just going to fight back.
Right.
He'll get out. Because honestly, if Jonah wanted to, Jonah got moves. He's not as smart as Marty.
Reverse psychology is like this, bro. It's like when you tell your girl not to do things and this, and that, then they're going to do it more than they're going to tell you. When you, like, act more cool about it, and when they tell you things, you don't trip, then you get more information. You get in.
True.
Like, that's what I'm saying. It's like when you kind of prove that you are a threat to somebody in their vulnerable spots, they're not gonna let you in. And you seen when Jonah couldn't, like his mom fucked up his software, and his dad came through,
and
fixed the software. He did that because his dad knew it's going to be a time where I'm going to have to save you from going to jail. Your mom is probably going to try to send you to jail, or you're going to might fuck up and go to jail. But you need to keep an open line of communication with me because I may not agree with what you do.
Exactly.
But I can still clean your shit up.
And that's the only reason why Jonah hasn't flipped and done some wild stuff, because his dad has slowly been there.
Keeping him on that?
Every time Wendy has said some wild stuff, Marty was there to kind of like shore it up and be like, hey, she still loves you. Just relax. It's your mother.
I agree with that wholeheartedly. And when I say that ass whooping, it's more so just to remind him, like, hey, motherfucker.
You do need an uppercut.
Thank you. That's all the fuck I'm saying.
He do be fucking up church's money sometimes.
More than just the church's money.
Yeah, because he was definitely dry snitching.
Yo.
All the way, like,
I know where
you need to go ask this person. Who the fuck did you just say?
You want me to figure it out? Like, what are you offering business?
That's all that I mean. You're absolutely right. You do need to cultivate and, nurture that level of relationship. But what I'm also fucking saying is, who the fuck you talking to like that?
But see, I feel like Marty respects the shooter. If that makes sense.
That's because he's dealing with real deal cartel niggas, bro.
Is Marty not a shooter?
So we got good like 20 some minutes left. So we're gonna hammer through some of these topics.
Okay, go ahead.
Euphoria.
Mandarin in a nutshell.
I'm just gonna say this real quick. The realest character and the most honest character on this show is Nate Jacobs. Nate ain't been shit since episode 1.
Nate Jacobs.
He's been
Nate
consistent.
went through 2 females and a transgender. Also a woman. Anyways, Nate from day one has told these heifers, look, I'm trifling. I got anger issues. I'm doing what I'm going to do. You deal with it.
Yeah.
Nate ain't never lied.
That's because my dad fucks guys in the ass.
But that's neither here nor there. We talking about Nate. Nate been consistent. So the way I see it, when Cassie and all this stuff that be going on with them, bro, I don't feel bad for none of them.
Because you know what Nate Jacobs is. That's what her sister said. She was like, he made fun of you like your whole life, and now you like him. I thought you hated him.
Like, yo. No, keep going though. We'll keep talking about that.
No, it was just funny. I'm just seconding what you're saying. It's like motherfuckers will fake hate you until you throw some dick on them, and then they boom. There's a whole revelation of how much
happens in life
a great
all the time.
All the fucking
how
time.
much of a great person you were, and it's like, listen, I'm still a piece of shit.
Right?
My character's my character.
I don't know why you think I'm a chance for you.
I don't like the narrative where the people are like, oh, how come you guys don't hate Nate and Cal Jacobs, but you guys hate on Jules? It's because this simple fact, Nate and Cal were introduced as villains to the show. Yeah. And they keep the show, like, they keep the bullshit going. Mm-hmm. So we like who they were presented to.
Because that's who they are.
Right. We like them being who they are. Jules was presented as like a glimmer of hope in somebody's life, and she just became a shitty
hypocrite. She had a whole other female in the city, so they're in like LA suburbs. So she's going down to LA, meeting up with her old friend, and a new girl. Talking about, I want to see you, while Rue's over here chilling.
And even telling Rue, like, yeah, I like her, I'm on a crush. I'm like, bro, what? You leaving the prom to
Rue gets a friend, everything, and all of a sudden she's like, why are you, I don't trust Elliot.
I think he wants to fuck.
Like,
what? And then you over there trying to.
You get with him.
That sounds like a narcissist to me.
I ain't gonna say who, but we all know somebody. We all
know
somebody.
Who?
We all know
Toxic
somebody.
King.
Who? Can you throw
and queen or they?
Give me a letter. Give me like hold on. Give me the second letter in their name.
E. Did you have somebody else?
I know who you're talking about. I know exactly who you're talking about. Nah, I just want to know. I just want to see what you was gonna say. And yeah.
You gotta realize some people, as you get older, you realize certain people is not situations, just that's who they are.
That's a combination. That person's combination between like Rue and Jules.
Yeah, definitely. We'll play victim, but is the cause of the problem though.
I was just saying you just high as fuck everywhere, just causing havoc. But
that's a fucking fact too.
That's true.
Yeah,
that's true. That's true.
Mm-hmm.
That's the surface level look at it. Yeah, they do be out here wild.
Self-sabotage and sabotaging everybody around you.
Self-sabotage like a mug.
Yeah, so that's when Fezco and Ashtray, that's my favorite. Even my cousin Ed, he's been watching it since we were talking about it last Sunday, and he's caught up, and he's like, yo, Fezco and Ashtray are like the GOATs. And I'm like,
them the coolest dudes on the show.
Facts.
I want Fez and Cassie's sister. I like that little union.
I do too.
I need to get caught up then.
I like Cassie's sister. She's cool.
She cool. I like her.
She's definitely cool.
She's smart. I like their mom too, honestly. I didn't realize.
No, the mom's dope too.
It was funny because I was on Twitter and I was like, the moms played in Sister Act 2 back in the day.
Yeah.
And she played in Haunted House. And when I tell you I've had a crush on this woman since those 2 movies, didn't even realize it was her. She's played in so many roles. I'm just like, wow. Like, I didn't know you. She got a little bit of range to her. But I liked her too. But yeah, Cassie's sister, her and Fez, I like that whole situation.
Okay.
And you know what else I want to see? I want to see Maddie whoop Cassie's ass. And hold on, before I get there, yo, I thought we were so close to a Les Out scene last week.
Bro, the hot tub.
I was like, dog, if Euphoria gives us this,
I thought I was wrong for sitting there trying to look. I'm like,
that was close. That was almost reparations.
I thought it was something.
Listen, it is HBO that is presented.
But I'm kind of mad. 'Cause I'm like, y'all give us all these like these gay dude scenes. Like, you don't give us any like.
That's true.
Like, that's what we want to see. We want to see like a straight like Brazers movie.
I thought it was gonna be some wild stuff like because they were talking about a fight. I thought they was gonna like swing on each other or some shit and start a fight, and then start getting into it.
Cause the house sitting lady that Maddie's sitting for, like, she's hot.
Yeah, she is.
Like, bro, that was a perfect scene wasted low key. Like, it should like
for real.
Make out something should have went down. Like, that should be a whole.
I really felt like something should have happened.
It was about to. They're like, we should go swimming or something. Should we get drunk and go in the pool? I was like.
Oh, yeah.
That's Euphoria's fault, though.
I'm like, bruh.
It's
that's
on
Euphoria's
HBO.
fault, bro.
Bro, that's why I'm kind of mad. I'm like, y'all really tailor a show for us to be conditioned to think this is going to happen next. And it didn't happen, but it should have happened because if it would have happened, yeah.
Well, you know, if you're saying that's left field, then, you know, what happened on Valentine's Day in a certain hotel is also very, you know.
Yeah, man, Stephon
field.
Diggs, bro, had 2 chicks in a hotel room over Valentine's Day, and apparently he was running back and forth up and down the floors.
So there were 2 separate rooms. In the same hotel.
Same hotel.
He was going back
in the same hotel.
Now, it doesn't say that if it was on the same floor, if it was on...
Yeah, and the second chick, because the first chick, she, what's her name? Shante, she's like an actress. Like, she was remember she played on The Game? She was like one of the wives?
Yeah,
she was like a groupie chick.
Oh, the groupie.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, my phone's about to die, so yeah, we went live. Appreciate everybody pulled up. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to holler at y'all niggas.
He said, you said it was Ashanti?
No. LaShante. Like,
LaShante.
Yeah. LASHONTAE.
She played on The Game?
Yeah. All right, so pretty much he had her and some other chick in the same hotel room running back and forth between the rooms all night. Couple pumps here, couple pumps there. Sorry, babe, I got to run take a phone calls. Couple pumps there. Or did he block off a couple hours for each girl to make them feel special? People all like to know. What do you guys' thoughts on that? What do you think, you know, only rich and famous people can get that off? I mean, obviously, because not no regular Joe's is going to have, you know, that situation. I just want to give him a round of applause for even being in a position to have 2 women in compliance that way. That is power. That is,
so did they
going to celebrate that? Because if that was a woman who had 2 niggas in the hotel, they would be talking about female power, women empowerment, power, do your thing, girl. So, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? We're going to fire a couple shots, you know what I'm saying?
Goddamn. Bow, bow.
My thing is, did they know about each other at the end? Or he kept it?
Now that the story came out.
Obviously.
I think the second chick was like him and the other girl ain't together, so.
Because Tay, she's actually like, I know she is. Now I've seen her face. I'm like, I know she is. She was in ATL. She was.
Yeah, she was fine.
Yeah, she was fine. So I'm like, okay, that's a good look. But the other chick, I'm like, I don't know. Against that, like, they looked like they was together versus him and the other girl.
It looks like they both wanted to get fucked. That's what it fucking sounds like.
He's got 2 rooms.
And he had the bread to make sure that both rooms were, you know, accommodations were being made for both. As you said, to answer your question, can a regular Joe Schmo do this? A scamming ass nigga could.
I don't even say it's scamming. You just have to have enough bread and.
Exactly. And in today's times with inflation about 7.5%, you need to be a fucking scammer.
We've done this before, though. I really do. I feel like we've had 2 separate rooms and we were both going back and forth between floors. I feel like we've all done this before.
Yes, Robert. Nigga. Goddamn.
Don't talk about it on air, but I really feel like we've had an episode in our life. Are y'all sure we haven't done this?
I'm just looking at the clock.
I was being told I can't speak on things, so, you know, I'm going to let that one ride.
Okay, I mean, y'all can speak on it.
Ain't nothing to talk about.
There's edit buttons.
It never happened.
Like we have.
It never happened.
I know we had something on New Year's where we had that one hotel, and I had, like, Shanice and, like, her Jamaican friends. We packed them up in the car.
Oh yeah.
And
at a hotel at Bay
yeah,
Meadows.
I did some things with one of the ladies in the bathroom.
I do remember that night. Not that night though, but I do remember that night because I had that
I
hotel
walked her
room.
right there, and we were all in the hotel room. I was like, just grabbed her. I like went to the bathroom, and like we came out like 5-6 minutes later. Yeah.
Good times out there.
Good
bro.
times.
Good
That was
out
literally, that was literally. That was literally 10 years ago.
10 fucking years
Yeah,
ago.
that was, I think, New Year's 2012.
Okay, oh my God.
Yeah, so I feel good about speaking about that because statute of limitations.
there.
And if somebody sees this and tells her about it, hey, call and fight me. Let's do it.
What the
man.
fuck you gonna do now
was
10 years
That
later?
was your wife, not mine.
Right?
Oh, fair a little more.
Yeah, and in my eyes. Kanye West goes at Corey Gamble. You seen that?
I did not catch.
Go on.
Corey Gamble looked.
Is that the?
Yeah, Christian. Go on Instagram now. Just type in Kanye West as you follow him, dog.
Oh, that's the Kris Jenner boyfriend, boy toy, man of the day.
Yeah, Kanye West like snapped on.
Y'all think Kanye West got? I honestly, when I listen to Kanye news, I'm gonna be honest. I don't really listen to Kanye like that, but I got respect for Kanye. I'm not stupid.
Right.
But when it comes to Kanye, I feel like when he does stuff, Kanye be doing whatever he want when he wants, and that's how Kanye always has been.
Right.
So all this stuff he's doing, I don't really think it's mental health or nothing like that. I really think Kanye just be doing what he wants. Because a lot of celebrities, when they have Instagram and stuff, they don't be really on there like that.
Most of them have it run by somebody else.
You know, they have it run by somebody. So him going on there is just them being like, oh, damn, we let this man get to Instagram. Like,
Right.
'cause that's what Kanye would have always did, regardless of what the situation was. Which one is
I'm
it?
gonna read out the
Oh,
post.
Corey Gamble.
Is a picture of Corey Gamble, Kris Jenner's boyfriend or former boyfriend. Kanye West posted, "God has a plan to remove the godless Corey needed to never be here anyway. And I think he's a nice person, not a great person. A nice person who used to be around Puff's family, then got around Justin Bieber, and then when Chris got divorced, he slid in and became the TV version of a father figure, and as he always called himself, a real nigga. He once told my wife he knew what music she should be listening to. So when I seen him a week later, I had him removed from my daughter's birthday party. We still never met his family, and I guess we never will. He got my wife linked with the liberals in a deep way. That was his job. For some reason, I always felt like he worked for the DuPont or some organization in that pedigree. Now he's off to the next mission. His job is done. He's not messy enough to do something like this. It's on purpose. I love Chris. This woman is a hero, and she's done what she's had to do to protect her family and make sure they prosper, even if it meant telling everyone not to listen to me. I respect her and her grind and her hustle, her mind. Chris is one of the best to ever do it, even though he called her Chris John Young a few years ago. But now he's, I think that's more of like respecting people's gangster more than like saying, oh, I love Kris Jenner. He's more like, hey, yo, I respect your pimp hand and your hustle, because Corey wasn't even messy. What he was trying to say too is like Corey's not messy enough to get in trouble like this blatantly, because we don't even know his family, and he's slithered his way through the industry without a trace. So obviously he's not messy enough to do this. What he's saying is shout out to Chris, who probably sent the hit to get him set up, because what happened was he allegedly got caught on camera like making out with some chick in the club or something like that. So I think what Kanye's saying is that was just a hit sent from the inside, like a plant.
Kanye got caught?
No.
Corey got caught kissing somebody. Okay.
Yeah, Kris Jenner's husband or boyfriend.
Or whatever the fuck.
And I think Kanye was kind of giving her props because he was like, Corey's not messy enough for this, like to get caught how he got caught.
True.
And that's why he immediately like shout out to Chris, because
for
Chris,
the setup.
Yeah, for the setup to protect her shit. So
hey, they've been on TV for the last 20-something years now.
On top of the fact, Kanye has a new album dropping in I think like 2 days.
Good publicity or bad publicity,
and he's been going at Skeet Davison. That's what we call him now.
Crazy.
Who?
Skeet.
Pete Davidson.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and honestly, like I said, people calling him, anybody calling him crazy is like, bro, you've been in relationships and you've done crazy things. So like, I don't want to hear people call him crazy. It's like, bro, if you ever like been losing somebody you wanted to be with, you done some irrational things. Or if you just got jealous, you done some irrational things.
Let's also be honest, and I think we can all agree too, because it's been in the news for a while. I don't think Kanye's been the same since his mother passed.
Hell no.
But
I don't think any of us would be if any of our
But that's what I'm saying. I'm not gonna put that as like a handicap, because
never a handicap.
Everybody loses loved ones, and they're not the same when they lose them. So,
but
I'm not saying that's I'm not saying that's not a crutch. But what I'm saying is like that happens to everybody.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
But it's everyone's life being shown to the whole world.
Well,
But
obviously.
I'm not. That point is already there. My whole thing is, I just feel like people have never seen a celebrity on his stature use social media to his advantage.
Never.
Like, what he's doing is what Michael Jackson wished he had the power to do, which is, okay, the National Enquirer, all these other people writing these wacko jacko stories.
True.
Let me turn my phone
Control the
on and
narrative.
talk to the people directly, so they can
Control that
see I'm not
narrative.
crazy. They can see I'm not doing what they say I'm doing. Look at what I'm doing right now. Right now. Do I look like I'm somewhere crazy, or do I look like I'm in a really fly-ass place at the moment that you're hearing these propaganda-made stories? And if you really sitting in this room with me and all these other great people you guys love too, you will see I'm actually just doing some work in the middle of me doing work. They're releasing these stories. Where these stories coming from? And he's pointing out the people who own the magazines and people who write the stories behind the scenes, because he has enough money to be privy not only to who's writing stories, but whose finances these stories to be written in the first place. You know what I'm saying? It's like the Wizard of Oz seeing who's behind the curtain.
The curtain, yeah.
That's what you're seeing. Yeah. Did you see?
I'm gonna watch it. I haven't.
It's one of the most inspiring things you guys are gonna watch.
I've heard a lot of good stuff
Bro,
about it.
It starts off in like 1998
with Kanye
on camera, on film.
Oh wow, that's still him as a producer in the.
We talking about way before he got Rockefeller. I'm talking about braids and like braces Kanye.
Yeah.
No, that's what I'm saying. When he was still
Chubby, probably. He was chubby still. Because chubby Kanye before. Well,
nah, he wasn't even chubby.
He
was
got
just
chubby after his accident.
Yeah. He was really
the
like
mouth being wide shut. Yeah.
Yeah, and just the day-to-day things you see him doing, like what he's saying or like who he's playing certain tracks for, certain things he's rapping about or melodies. You're sitting back and it's like, bro, like I know this song word for word, and this is way before he even got on that. He's even like constructing some of your favorite songs.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Or some of the beats he's playing or you'll hear. It's like, dog, like it reminds you the first time you heard a Kanye beat. But you didn't know it was Kanye, but you remember the first time, like when I first heard H to the Izzo, that was one of my favorite songs when I was like 8 because of the beat.
Yeah.
But nobody knew Kanye made that beat.
Are you fucking shitting me?
Kanye made a lot of beats.
Kanye made like all the Blueprint too, pretty much him and Just Blaze.
You know, it was funny. I was looking at his Wikipedia page, and they called the sound that he made Chipmunk Soul. And I always try to figure out, like, because I like when Kanye, like, because Kanye puts that stuff together. It's like old school soul, but it's got that high voice. I love that. And I was like, what do you call that? And they said, call it Chipmunk Soul. And I'm like,
that just sounds.
Hey, you know what you need to watch right after the Kanye thing? Literally, because I just watched it today. I watched the Quincy Jones documentary on Netflix.
Quincy been through a lot, too.
Talk about it. GOAT, bro. Talk about a workaholic. And when I say watch these two things, because if you do anything in life, no matter what you do, bro, it's like you want to be great at it and you want to have a level of passion and vision that these two men had. And they literally came from, it's crazy, both of them came from Chicago.
Right.
That's the thing that bonds both of them. It's like the greatest producers came from Chicago. And then you probably, like I said, you know, you got Pharrell and, you know, Timbaland from Virginia and Missy from Virginia. You got Dr. Dre from, you know, Compton and shit. But seeing everything Quincy Jones is like writing for Frank Sinatra. You know what I'm saying? Like he was the man behind the composition behind that. You know what I'm saying? Like Quincy Jones, you know that song, It's My Party, I Can Cry If I Want. Like that, he wrote that. Like he produced that song.
That's a jam right there.
Like he produced that. That was his first #1 record, like in the 50s.
Shit.
Yeah, Quincy been around for a while.
Or even like it was so dope because like our generation knows him from Michael Jackson, and like
I know him from
his documentary. Like 2/3 into it, like we were more than halfway into it before Michael Jackson and Thriller and Off the Wall even came up in his timeline.
Numbers
To show you, like, bro, I've done every piece of musical genre, even how he went overseas and learned how to do the strings, and how black composers in America weren't even allowed to be over the strings, and he went to like the person who studied from the greats, who was like the string savant, and starting to do that and produce that over in Europe. And then when he came over, they were like, oh, some of your music is too heavy, and the way he like made it into pop, or the way Frank Sinatra, like some of your chords a little too dramatic, you know what I'm saying, too full, and he was able like to take out of that. Or like, okay, we're gonna do Frank Sinatra, we're gonna do these bands, and then I'm gonna go into film production. I'm gonna be the first black a producer to do these white movies, you know what I'm saying, and start scoring movies. Right. And then, went from scoring movies to like, okay, now I'm gonna go into music.
Right.
Like pop music.
Right.
And then even going from pop music and doing sound scores to like, people think like Michael Jackson's already big. Like he was the one who was like, Michael Jackson was like, hey, you got any producers? And how he seen Michael's work ethic on The Wiz, he was like, hey, Mike, I'll produce your next album. And then the Rod Tempertons, the bass drummer, the people he was bringing in to like write, produce, play instruments on Off the Wall was like an all-star cast team. Like it was crazy. Or they were playing some of the first samples of Rock With You, and it sound like that beat, like the original construct of that, it was sped up, and it literally sounds like a movie. Like if they were playing that, or they were playing PYT, or just like he had like a reunion where he brought the original like drummers and the keyboard players to play these same songs. Bro, like Quincy Jones, when I heard those instrumentals, it was like butter before, like Michael Jackson didn't need lay vocals. Like he could release all these sounds. It's just instrumentals, and they just would have went. So it's like, for the fact that the compound that with the songwriting, with Michael Jackson's voice, and then it is like the way back, it was crazy. Or when he was talking to Mike, when they were like filming Thriller, like Mike was putting on makeup and shit, he was telling Mike everything that literally happened. He was like, yo, this is gonna be like the biggest thing in videography in the history of fucking music. Like, this is going to be groundbreaking. This is going to change the face of everything that's going to come after this and before this. And Mike was just like, yeah, Quincy, yeah. I was like, bro.
Because Thriller was, that's a full-length movie. For music videos at the time.
And I think it was like almost 8, 10.
It was like 8 or 10 minutes?
No, it really was.
It was like 10 minutes, I think.
Yeah, like a 10-minute.
8 or 10.
Yeah, so, most songs nowadays with the newer, genres.
You don't see no movie. You don't see no music video.
You barely get in a minute and 30 seconds.
For that. It's like Michael Jordan in his sneakers. Like, it's like you can only reinvent the wheel one time.
Yeah.
So. Just real quick, my fault, because I misspoke. I said Quincy was a part of Motown.
I was gonna let you live.
Smokey.
Yeah.
Smokey. Right. That's them too light skinned.
Yeah, and then some people confuse Quincy Jones and Berry Gordy a lot.
Yeah, I can see that too. I don't really know much about Berry. I know more about Smokey.
Yeah, Berry Gordy was the guy behind Motown.
Yeah.
And Smokey Robinson was a co-writer with him and did a lot of good work, and
especially with Temptation.
Yeah, and did wrote a lot of good songs for some great artists. So just to wrap up this episode, Perspectives and Facts Podcast, episode 30. We did it again. Salute to the community section. Salute to everybody helped put us on. You know what I'm saying? Salute to all the supporters, everybody we got rocking with us. Just want to say this episode will be going up pretty soon. We'll be cutting these up into clips. I am making a TikTok. So we'll be dropping a link. Follow us on TikTok. I will be cutting these clips up for TikTok. You will not see me on TikTok doing any of the new trends or dances. I wanted to disclaim that off the rip.
There is a disclaimer being placed there right now.
I'm still not
because I watch a lot of content creators and people who like do this shit and like monetize and like spread out. You got to be like on all these platforms. You know what I'm saying? So,
absolutely.
You do.
Just getting acclimated and just selling further of my soul to what we do now.
As long as you own it. Right, but as long as you own it, you're not really selling it.
Yeah, you just distributing and packaging it for
that's
the time being.
True. Now, if you sign that 360 deal and get fucked, that's a different ballgame.
Yeah, that's crazy. But if the bag's big enough, we'll sign all our rights over to perpetuity.
Anywho.
Perspectives and Facts Podcast, episode 30. Once again, thank you guys. You have a great weekend. We'll be dropping, and enjoy yourselves and take care.
And it's
we'll
all
be having
up to you,
some
baby.
really nice special guests coming on shortly. So, yeah, man, holla at us, bro.
Yes, sir.